Yo. Yo. What is up, man? Paul Podcast. This is Last Call Reacts. This is where I drop at least one video a week for about 10 minutes or so, just so we can discuss what's going on in the YouTuberverse. Now, this isn't necessarily the YouTuberverse, but to me it's worth mentioning because of all the flack this dude has got lately. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the one and only, we call him Ice Cube. So some neat things happened, I guess, over the weekend. This is, if you go back, I'm an Ice Cube fan, not necessarily an Ice Cube stan. And I know there's been a few things. Ari Spears brought him up in the news, critiquing damn near his whole career, kind of, right? Couldn't find anything good about, and then he released the movie War of the Worlds, which, all right, man, everybody has a flop, and you know damn well you'll be in line or whatever, you'll be streaming Friday, who has the rights to come out now, as Ice Cube is putting all that together. So you'll be there watching, just like I'll be there watching. But just because there's a movie flop, doesn't mean that dude is over like that. And we're celebrating that like some people did as well. It was Ari's last movie, man. Ari Spears' last movie. He was playing a Cosby-like character, peeping at a kid through a newspaper. So let's ease up on, a whole lot of those critiques when it comes up to people's career. One thing that's not mentioned enough about his accomplishments is damn near he's a rival to the NBA with his basketball league called the Big Three. Now, speaking of the Big Three, this is like when, music, this is just a good moment for hip hop. I know a lot of people, whatever, Blimp, it said some lyrics, but who thought back in 93, I think the album was, what was the album? Was that The Predator or Lethal Injection? Where he had Today Was a Good Day on it. And of course, I remember this, man, being in class. I had the tape first to rewind the tape with my pencil while the teacher's talking in class. And just a throwaway line, about how they driving out, and then even saw the lights of the Goodyear blimp rapping with me. And it read Ice Cube's a pimp. Well, amongst some other efforts, even dating back over 10 years ago, where people actually wanted to see that happen through fundraisers and charities and stuff, those things came close, but not as close as it did on the weekend for Ice Cube's Big Three playoff series there in Orlando. So what did they do? What did Goodyear do? It actually wrote that Ice Cube's a pimp on the Goodyear blimp. All right. And it's a little bit of, what do you call it? Publicity for both. It states that Ice Cube is in his tour now for 40 years of Attitude. So he's kind of promoting that along with the Big Three right there in Orlando. Also, Goodyear is celebrating 100 years in business, or Goodyear blimp history, what have you. And so they decided to have a little bit of fun with it, as they did. So flying over there in the arena in Orlando, you got Ice Cube is a pimp on a blimp. Remember, just a few months ago, the Major League playoffs in baseball also had Ice Cube perform in the playoffs, and he did his song there, which was, the camera, him walking from, the warning track out to the flawless performance as he did what he did. And no matter what you think, if you're an old hip hop head, it's just kind of a neat thing to think that a throwaway line would end up being featured, would actually come to fruition, these throwaway things that they do, and that it comes to this. So, still down with Ice Cube, even though, he did have that War of the Worlds come out, and a lot of people shit on him for that. But it was a movie. It was made during COVID. There was only so much you could do with that. And if you're gonna be judging Judge Samuel L. Jackson on some of his bad movies and stuff, the thing you saw, War of the Worlds, that was on Prime. It was almost like a sci-fi channel thing, but that's between a whole bunch of other good stuff that he produced that he brought to the forefront. For those of you who like the barber shop, who like the beauty salon stuff, some of the action things that he did as well, and he put a lot of people on. But this is a good little what do you call it, 360, around the circle of life of your accomplishments, and you're doing other things and they all come together and you could be celebrated like this too. And I just thought it was really neat to see that you got corporate buying into what Mr. Cube has been doing here as well. And that's always a good thing when you don't kneel down to the powers that be, but they kind of kneel down and see what you're doing with your actions, which is very neat. All right. And that's all I got on this one for that. A lot of things are going on. We got my 50th podcast episode coming up on Friday. Do me a favor, though, while you're here, like, share, subscribe. Check out some of the other things that I got going on my channel. Drop me a comment. And let me know that you read it. Let me know what you think when you get in live 9 p.m. on Friday. This is Last Call Out. Thank you. Peace.